Hi everyone, it's Melinda Belcher here. I am an Executive Director of Content at JPMorgan Chase, where my team focuses on internal and external experiences for wealth management. I'm also the mother of two small boys, as you can see here. Today I'd like to share some of my leadership tips from a mom. Now, when I say mom, I don't mean a literal mother, although of course I am one, but someone who manages a large team of managers, a manager of managers. In this type of management role, you're modeling the desired management behavior for the people who report to you, much like a parent would. You have to constantly juggle competing priorities and keep everyone on task while also trying to keep everyone safe, healthy, and happy. And just when you think you have a handle on things, someone spills their juice box all over the place, or the Wi-Fi goes out and you have to deal with yet another Zoom outage. We as managers are on the new front lines of office life. We're not only responsible for driving business results, but also for supporting our team's emotional and psychological well-being, keeping company culture alive, and navigating the challenges of remote work, not to mention the uncertain financial climate. But like parenting, managing comes with its share of heartwarming moments. You get to see your team members band together and support each other in ways you never imagined. You see them rise to the occasion and overcome challenges you never thought possible. And at the end of the day, you're proud of them and grateful for their hard work and dedication, much like a parent would be. It can be overwhelming, just like parenthood can be overwhelming. And content designers know our discipline, our field can be overwhelming. The work we do is like playing a never-ending game of whack-a-mole, where every time you fix one problem, 3 more pop up in its place. And just when you think you've nailed it, someone throws a curveball and you have to start all over again. And there's another reason the field of content design is overwhelming. Remember this from 2011? Content design, like a teenager, still somehow isn't mature yet. It's still trying to figure out who it is and what it wants to be when it grows up. We can't even align fully on what to call it. And because of the many hurdles we have to overcome as content designers, limited budgets, resistance to change, and a lack of support from stakeholders, content design needs some extra love and care to develop into a confident and mature discipline. Just like a teenager needs parents and mentors to help them navigate the ups and downs of adolescence, content design needs some advocates and coaches to help it grow and thrive. This is why content design leaders in particular are like the parent figures of their team and their discipline. We're all about helping our teams grow and develop just like a good mom or dad would. And we as leaders know how to bring together a diverse team of people with different skills and approaches. We know how to nurture a team member's strengths and help them shine, much the way a parent would. Plus, we're not afraid to do some serious emotional heavy lifting. We're the kind of folks who want to make our team members' lives better, no matter what it takes. So, yeah, like parents, content design leaders are pretty much superheroes. But let's be clear, comparing leadership styles to parenting styles can be problematic for several reasons. For starters, your work is not your family, and the adults in your workplace are not children. So if you start treating them like they're your children, it can come off as condescending. And let's face it, nobody likes to be talked down to, not even kids, who are often actually shorter than we are. Leadership does not require a personal family type of vibe to be successful. Leadership requires a professional, work-based context for providing guidance and support. Connection is still important, but it's not like you're hugging your team members or telling them bedtime stories or anything. Plus, when you're a leader, you've got to deal with some serious politics. That's a whole web of relationships and power plays at work, and you've got to navigate that like a boss. You can't do that if you're also supervising everyone's homework or making them lunch. At the end of the day, your team members are adults who know their stuff. They're not looking for a mommy or a daddy figure. They're looking for a leader who can help them do their best work. Your job is to empower your team members and help them reach their full potential. It's like being a coach or a mentor, a cheerleader, or all three at once. So yeah, it's a lot to handle, but when you get it right, it's pretty awesome. And when it comes to leadership and management, most of us start out flying by the seat of our pants. It really is like being a parent for the first time. Sure, you can read all the leadership books in the world, but that's nothing compared to the real deal. So if you're a new leader or manager and you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, don't worry, because you're not alone. We've all been there. Just keep at it, learn from your mistakes, and, don't drop the baby, okay? So how do we lead effectively? Well, Whether you're a mom or a manager, it's all about building trust. Trust is important in both parenting and leadership because it helps build strong relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. The Francis Fry Trust Triangle is a framework developed by Harvard Business School professor Francis Fry to help build and maintain trust in the workplace. It consists of 3 interconnected elements: empathy, logic, and authenticity. People tend to trust you when they think you're interacting with the real you, authenticity, when they have faith in your judgment and competence, logic, and when they believe that you care about them, which is empathy. The idea is that by building trust in these 3 areas, you can create a strong foundation for a productive and healthy work environment. When team members feel understood, respected, and valued, they are more likely to be engaged and motivated, leading to better outcomes for the organization as a whole. In a similar vein, Toby Luca, the CEO of Shopify, introduced the concept of a trust battery to describe the level of trust between 2 people or parties in a professional setting. The idea behind the trust battery is that it operates like a rechargeable battery, with trust being the energy that powers it. When you work with someone, your trust battery can be either charged or drained depending on your interactions and experiences with them. When a new colleague joins your company, for example, the trust battery between the 2 of you may start out at around 50%. Each time the new colleague acts in a way that earns your trust, that level increases. And if they let you down, the trust battery level goes down. It can be long and slow to fill up the trust battery, yet quick to drain. The trust battery concept is a handy metaphor that helps to highlight the importance of trust in professional relationships. And it can also be a quick shorthand to help you and your team think about and visualize the levels of trust that you may have with other people. Parenting and leadership are similar in that both require building trust over time through consistent behavior, honesty, and open communication. By establishing trust, parents and leaders can create a positive environment where people feel valued and supported and where everyone can work together towards common goals. So, to build trust and keep the peace, here are 3 tips for leaders and parents alike. First, embrace the struggle, because this stuff is not easy. Second, let's keep it positive, because face it, a little positive reinforcement really goes a long way. And last but not least, protect your energy, because you know what? If you burn out, you're no good to anybody. Embrace the struggle. Let's get into this one. Our work is hard, and there are a lot of soft skills required for success in content design that are less important to other disciplines that are more mature. And as Thomas Edison so famously pointed out, one of the most efficient ways to learn is to fail. Letting people fail at work is like letting a kid pick themselves up after they faceplant on the playground. It builds resilience and helps people learn from their mistakes. Sometimes it's not even their mistake. Sometimes you have to let things fail so a broken process can be exposed and addressed. And just like with kids, you need to know when to swoop in and offer a helping hand. You can't hover like a helicopter parent, but you also can't leave them stranded there like Tom Hanks in Castaway. Find the sweet spot, give them a little bit of guidance, and watch them win on their own terms. That's how you create a culture of innovation and resilience on your teams. And let's also not forget about modeling fallibility. You need to be willing to admit when you don't know something and to apologize when necessary. It's all about fostering a culture of intentional development. We're all in this together, learning and growing along the way. So let's embrace the struggle and come out on the other side stronger and better than ever. Second, keep it positive. In the content design world, it's so easy to feel like the kid who got picked last. But as leaders, we're charged with creating a safe and supportive environment for everyone to learn and thrive. In much the same way parents create a nurturing home for their kids, we need to model positive behavior and create a culture focused on innovation. That means avoiding a victim mentality and engaging with care and respect. Just as a parent praises their kid for acing that math test, we need to give positive reinforcement to our teams. When someone knocks it out of the park, don't let it go unnoticed. Give them a high five and let them know they're killing it. Tell them specifically how. And when things don't go according to plan, we've got to approach it with a growth mindset. Give people specific feedback on what could have gone better. And make it about the work and not the person. It's not about blame or punishment, but it's about helping our teams learn and grow. And finally, protect your energy. Much like parents, managers often feel like zombies at the end of the day. Being able to set boundaries is your own personal force field against the constant demand of your team and your stakeholders. And trust me, saying no is a lot easier than fighting off a zombie horde. As a manager, you need to find that perfect balance between authority and flexibility. You don't want to be a pushover, but you also don't want to be a total hard ass. You want to be the cool parent who sets rules but also knows how to let their kids have fun. And let's not forget about presence. You don't want to be that manager who's always MIA or the parent who's always texting at their kid's soccer game. Taking the time to engage with your team and show them that you care is important, because nothing says you care like putting down your phone and actually listening. Last but not least, aim to make a positive impact on those around you. Whether it's through kindness, support, or empowering others, your actions will have a ripple effect. So strive to make a positive impact by being kind, being supportive, and being empowering. Parenthood and leadership, as I've said before, have a lot in common. It can be a wild ride, but it's important to acknowledge the challenges and keep pushing forward. You need to let things fail sometimes to expose broken processes and help people learn. And just as parents need to model fallibility for their kids, it's important for leaders to show they're not perfect and that they're also always growing. In content design, it's all about teamwork. When someone crushes it, you gotta give them a high five and let them know. And when things don't go as planned, don't point fingers, give specific feedback. Make it about the work, not the person. You also need to protect your energy. Just like setting boundaries with kids, you need to enforce them consistently with your team. Be the cool parent / leader who balances authority and flexibility, and show you care by being present, engaging, and making a positive impact. But you know what? Don't forget, your team members are not your kids. Treat them with the respect they deserve. Build trust through authenticity, logic, and empathy, and embrace the struggle that comes with learning and growth. Thanks for listening.